Brought to you by Station House Coffee and Amazon Prime.
What you manifest in your mind, you can bring to reality.
The Ultimate Movie Championship, episode 34 from IDP 276. This is the show where Keith Spurlock and myself sit down. We're given two movies, but only one of those movies will win and be added to our Ultimate Movie list over at flickchart.com/IDP. Let's get it going in this episode right now. The first two movies, and I'm already going to have to dismiss one of them. I do not think I've seen The Seed of Chucky. I don't think I've seen either. Chucky's Sperm.
I've seen Bride of Chucky.
Yep. Pleasantville versus American Pie Dose.
Wow, two movies I couldn't be more indifferent about.
Yeah. What is that?
Pleasantville is a weird-ass movie.
I liked Pleasantville when it came out. You know, Tobey Maguire travels back to, like, he love, like, old TV shows?
Yeah, and
it's
like
he travels back to a black and white time where
like Reese
everybody's white.
Witherspoon.
Yeah. I mildly enjoyed it. American Pie 2. I mean, I enjoyed that. It was probably still super into that franchise at that point.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun when it came out.
I can't really remember specifically what happened in that one.
Isn't that the Stifler's mom one?
Is it MILF? Is that where MILF came from? Well, I mean, just based on that, it should win.
Yeah, I
mean,
agree.
that literally is a term now. All right. American Pie 2. Because
MILF.
MILFs rule. Now I'm old enough to appreciate a MILF. Life of Brian versus Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
I don't know why you asked me like that. Like, I know. I don't know who framed him.
Watch the
Who,
movie,
the
didn't
fucking
you?
cops?
You didn't watch the
Leave
movie?
me alone, man. I don't know
Listen,
shit.
Okay. Prove it. Let's do a live. Have you seen this guy? He died. Remember him? Okay, let's see. Look at these guys. Do you remember them? No. Shoot. I would probably go Life of Brian.
I'm with you on that.
Not a big. I mean, I
really do like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, but
I tried to rewatch it and I couldn't. I want to keep it in my memory of as a child because I don't want to ruin that. But at the same time, I realized what it did. Life of Brian. Kill Bill Volume Uno versus The Rebound.
I have not seen The Rebound.
Me either. Gotten a few, but I've never seen it. Dr. Seuss, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the Jim Carrey live action. I don't know if I've ever seen the whole version.
You've seen the cartoon, right?
Oh, yeah.
And you've seen part of that?
Yeah.
So you've seen the whole movie?
Nope.
It's the same goddamn thing.
I mean, it doesn't really matter, but Kill Bill would win either way.
Yeah, it wins.
Although, I think the cartoon, the parts I saw, the live action, I'd prefer the cartoon over that. So it's like the live action.
The cartoon is way better, but I'm saying, picture what you saw of the live action and fill in the rest of the movie like that.
All right. I just saw the Grinch, people.
Yeah.
He matrixed in the Grinch to my brain. Kill Bill, Volume 1. Pussy Wagon. Was that the second one? That was the first one. Their feet?
Yeah.
That was the first one. Oh, boy. The Wizard of Oz versus Alien versus Predator. The Wizard of Oz. This is weird.
Wizard of Oz.
I'm cheering for movies that I'm not generally cheering for on this. Wizard of Oz. Oh, that fooled me last time.
Every time. Wayne's World 3?
Well,
No.
I don't remember that. Wayne's World, the first one, versus Jaws, the first one. Now, I have to, for a lot of reasons, including technically the current lifestyle I'm living, need to go with Wayne's World. I mean, if you consider what we're doing at this very moment,
I understand that it's very much.
You know, I'm just saying.
Very much.
They were almost original podcast. They were doing the Dignation, but also The Broken were both like couches, but they had laptops, but they were drinking 40s. And I mean, I love Jaws. Don't get me wrong. I haven't rewatched it, although I think they're all on Netflix. I haven't rewatched it recently.
You haven't?
No, I want to, but I haven't. It's like, I don't know, like throwing something on.
See, I can't. I love Wayne's World.
Yeah.
But fucking Jaws. I can't go against Jaws. Like, Jaws to me, like, that movie, one of Spielberg's fucking best. Like,
I mean, yeah, he was on a roll. I'm not saying it's not bad.
The speech about the shark.
Yeah. No, I get it. You know,
it's such a good movie. Like, it's so I rewatched it like last year and was like,
I'm definitely down to rewatch it again.
I liked it more than I did as a kid because I didn't appreciate it as a kid because I'm like, what's all this talking shit? Let's shark it up.
That's where I'm at because I haven't revisited it. I'm not that it was like all the talk. It's just, I don't know.
And
as far as movies, I enjoy.
World, besides the, like, there's so many quotable shit, but
yeah.
Have you rewatched Wayne's World lately? It's a tough watch again.
Oh, it's what, it's 90s comedy.
But besides the Bohemian Rhapsody part and a few other things,
classic.
That is such a classic.
Listen, both of these movies have classic moments. I'm not going. They're different, completely different genres. You have suspense, horror.
It's
kind of
I can't
movie.
call it a horror movie because it's.
But that's why I said suspense first. It's got.
Jaws isn't a monster.
He is a monster. He's
1000%
a monster.
He's just a shark.
That's all you need. That's the monster. It's just like, oh, he's just a man, but he is a monster.
But no, I mean he's
Henry,
doing
Portrait
what
of a Serial
sharks
Killer. Not really. I mean, it's not like these are like accurate. I mean, yes, sometimes this happens.
Not
but
every
not like,
shark will fucking
not like this is,
wreck a boat. Okay, but
and they're not stalkers of like humans and shit. Yeah, I get it. But they're just two dudes trying to have fun on a show, which I can appreciate. I can now more than ever. Yeah. Listen, when I watch this
sold
movie,
out.
Maybe in some way
they sold out.
They sold out, but it's like, would we sell out if we get money? But we think we'd be different. I don't know Cantonese. I'm not doing that for a chick. I'm way past that. I'm not doing the kind of work he does. Red Hot Chili Peppers have a song on there. The original song that's only for that show, that movie. Because if one of them can't be an actor in it, they just have to have a song in every classic movie that's probably I've grown up to. But I get it, Jaws, man. Listen, if I saw Jaws more recently, I'd probably be easily Jaws all day. I mean, you got the dun dun, you got that. That's all you need.
Yeah, and every piano I ever went by, I'd just go down to the low end and be like,
I used to go to pianos and do the beginning to Bohemian Rhapsody.
No, you didn't. I don't think that you can play the piano that well.
I don't remember the song that I can play, but it's not that one. It's not that one. But I know there's one that like not super like chopsticks, but I'm like a level 2 piano player.
This is super hard for me too because like
it's different movies first off, so it
totally
makes it hard. So you're comparing genres.
But I'm saying
comedy
and like
horror.
Jaws, like I give zero shits about any of the rest of the Jaws movies.
I really think they're all like, or how many are there? 3? I think there's 3. I think I don't know if they're all on 4. There, but there's for sure the first 3 are on Netflix. Yeah. They're recently added,
and
which all the posters for like 2 and 3 look like generic Sharknado.
I'll say
type
out of all of the movies that came out of Saturday Night Live, Wayne's World probably the best one.
There was a few, but that was the
Wayne's
best
World
time for
is probably the best one.
It was one of the best. I'd say one of the best. I'd really have to I don't know, but I mean, if you think about like Ghostbusters, like a lot of those guys were Saturday Night Live guys.
Yeah,
not
but
that
I'm
it was
saying
a Saturday Night Live.
It was already a Saturday Night Live skit.
Right.
The only other Saturday Night Live skits,
probably one of the best.
Like
one of the best.
Superstar was.
There was a lot.
The Ladies' Man.
Yep, I saw both of those, but those are like early 2000s, which you can't do that kind of comedy. Like
Little Nicky was semi a character that he played.
Yeah, but
Except they
all of
changed
those
it.
movies were like they were 90s comedy movies made in the early 2000s, and it's just you can't. That's a decade too late. All of those movies.
Stuart Smalley.
Well, they had Pat. Pat was a movie. I never watched that.
You've
but
never seen Pat?
No. Well, I may have seen part. I mean, if I were rewatched it, maybe I have. but
Coneheads.
Coneheads was a big one.
Coneheads.
There were some big ones. But it was all
Coneheads-
around that time.
Yeah, but I'm saying like this, the best.
Coneheads.
That and
Another Red Hot
Coneheads.
Chili Pepper
That-
original song.
Jesus.
Probably one of their best songs.
How many times have they done Saturday Night Live? I think they got to
I
deal
don't know.
with
They probably.
a
They,
lot.
I mean,
they got to deal with fucking Lorne Michaels.
they,
They're like,
I
bro,
think they understand.
we like it.
I think they understand that they don't give a fuck. Like they became rich super early, so they're just friends with people and they like doing shit. They love the Lakers. They love L.A., so they do tons of shit in L.A., which is tons of Hollywood shit. So they're in movies all over the place. And then, of course, who wouldn't want... The Chili Peppers are fun, man.
Flea's been in so many movies, and Anthony Kiedis was in the
both-
original Point Break.
I know. They both...
Not a whole lot of other movies for
No,
Kiedis.
more Flea. Or it's either Flea...
Flea's
Anthony
in Back to the
Kiedis?
Future. Flea's in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. He's in like a few big... The Big Lebowski. Those are 3 legendary movies
He's
that
in.
Flea's in.
The only thing they don't have any connection to that would probably be a big part, like they're not in Star Wars shit. But they're like, if not like either of them acting, it's they do an original song for a movie.
Yeah.
Which they've done a shitload of those.
But that was back when movies had original songs where they don't just do that shit anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. I mean, they might still. They still might, but I'm not plugged into that shit. I would imagine it's probably even more now.
I think no, I don't.
We're just not
I don't
watching those
think.
movies.
I
I mean,
don't.
studios, the companies are like
They
bigger
just
now.
take a giant song of the day and put it in their movie. They don't have them make a
Yeah.
song specifically for that movie.
No, there's still original songs. Like Disney's making all
Whoa.
the original songs.
Yeah, that's a
who
little
took
different,
over.
but-
They filled the void.
Yeah.
Like everything else dropped off. Like there's no like even with comedies, like the soundtracks to comedies were always so good. Like Road Trip, stupid high school, college comedy bullshit.
Or even
It's just a fun soundtrack.
like the soundtrack for Dazed and Confused, which is just like a best of the 70s.
Well, yeah,
fucking
yeah. Fucking Suicide Squad stole the soundtrack for that.
Yeah.
And just put all the fucking jukebox hits on there. Yeah.
we got to
Which-
take this to the judges. I don't think we're gonna fucking.
I mean, are you still on Jaws?
I can't not go on Jaws, man.
I mean, I could go Jaws. Because, I mean, I'm not even going to bother with looking that up because it's probably going to be Jaws anyway. But Jaws is good. I'm good with that. 28 weeks later versus the 39 Steps, which I haven't watched any of those steps.
I've only watched the first 2. They weren't that good.
Yeah, so that's what happens when you don't have good steps. People, I've never seen.
do not-
I've seen Remember
I
the
do
Titans.
not. I have not.
I mean, it's like a generic kind of
Football movie.
Disney, but like Disneyfied,
Yeah.
like
I get it.
with racial tension.
Oh, well, a football movie with racial tension? I feel like they've made like 8 of those.
But this is the
or
Disney
just
version.
any
Although I didn't
sports
even know
movie. It's like
a lot of the
it's
times,
like hey, the
yeah.
black team from across town that everyone hates because they're black and it's the 50s.
Watch what is it? Friday Night Lights, the TV series, way better than all these fucking movies that do the same thing. Because at least it fleshes out all the characters. You're like, oh, it is different parts of towns in the small.
You know what? I
town
think
in
we
Texas.
I think we gotta do them both because I can't tell you any. Like I know 28 Weeks Later is the second
sequel.
one.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you what the fuck happened in that movie.
All right. Neither can I really. Remember the Titans for sure.
I remember.
okay. But
I
never
have not seen the new Rambo or Casablanca.
Really? The new Rambo is good. It's a fun. It's a solid action movie. Solid action movie. That's it. That's all. It's like
Doesn't he shoot that dude from like me to you with a machine gun and he explodes?
I don't think it's that close, but there's people explode. But it's a solid. It kind of harkens back to like, I mean, the first Rambo's basically, but done in a more modern style. So you still get the fun and ridiculousness of like an 80s action movie where people blow up, but done in a style that works for today. So I appreciate Rambo. Never seen
I
Casablanca.
never
Don't
thought
give a
that you
shit.
would say, "Oh, the new Rambo, not that bad."
It's not good. Don't get me wrong. Like the premise, like there's like a non-profit like missionary people that go out and he's out
Sounds
there.
about right.
But just the action, like if you like 80s action movie, you're going
Which
to
I
like
do.
this. But if you're expecting any kind of like depth or acting or writing or anything
Which was
better
not in any of
than
those
that level,
80s action movies.
exactly, then you went to the wrong movie. But if you just want to see a really old dude,
John
fucking
Rambo,
not
as a grandpa,
not
but way more
genetically
ripped.
yeah, he's
than he
highly
was
genetically modified.
at-
USADA would not allow him to do anything.
30 years ago,
Yeah.
in his prime, he was smaller than he is
Like,
as
it's a good movie.
70-year-old man now.
For sure. Yeah, we should. I would not mind watching that movie. I might. Yeah, I don't know. But Casablanca, I don't really give a shit. Frankly, my dear, I don't give a shit about Casablanca. Wow. The Little Mermaid versus the first Avengers. Not the first, the Avengers. The first OG.
I gotta go Avengers.
Yeah, I'm good with that too. Little Mermaid is not the one that would spike my interest for Disney animated classics.
I have not seen Amelia.
Amélie. It's all right. Independent French film. Toy Story 2 versus Ace Ventura When
2.
Nature Calls. Dos.
I gotta go Ace Ventura When Nature Calls.
I gotta go Toy Story.
Toy Story 2?
Yeah.
I mean, I would go original Toy Story, but Ace Ventura 2
Ace
has...
Ventura 2 isn't. I mean, it's not as good as the first one.
I don't know.
I mean, it hasn't done as well as the first one has on this one. Every time this comes up, generally,
I think we
shot down.
yeah, because we're usually giving it, but I also think
I
that
mean, it's okay, but it's not.
they're
the
both
first one.
sequels, but I think there's
The
a-
animation got better in the second one.
There's still funny
Ace
ass
Ventura,
parts in
oh,
Ace
for
Ventura.
sure. I'm not saying there's not. Listen,
Where
there's
Tommy
a
Davidson
fucking-
throws a spear in each one of his legs, like he throws a spear into one, and then and then he asks his buddy to toss him a spear so he can use it, and he fucking throws it into the other one.
It's guano and yeah, but that scene was done better in Shake and Bake.
Chicago.
In what was that? It was Shake and Bake.
Talladega Nights.
Talladega Nights, where he stabs himself in the leg.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, I'm fucking paralyzed. Like, prove it.
You don't believe me?
I will fucking do this." See, that was the better version of that scene. I mean, I remember him coming out of the hippo's ass. That was funny.
It's a
That's a
rhino.
classic. Same thing. It's basically the same shape. Basically the same animal. I'm talking about the asshole. Both those animals. Not much difference. Which it's I mean, it's gonna beat a lot of. It's not really gonna beat a lot of
Where he
shit.
does the shadow thing on the projector.
That's so stupid though. That's the dumbest. That's not funny at all.
We
No.
do almost.
You do that. I have been around projectors for almost 2 decades.
I'm saying here at the house.
We punch people. We're not doing.
You also, I've seen you
We're not
finger a
doing-
butt. I've
Yeah,
seen
yeah.
you touch a titty.
I'm going up there. I'm not doing like shadowing. That's the most hack shit you can do in front of a projector. As long as there's been fire and shadows, people have been doing that shit. It is the least creative thing you can do.
It was
Creative
still
thing.
funny.
At least we have a projected
He ate
image.
his balls and he spit
Yeah.
them out.
I mean, there's the Robin Hood Men in Tights has a scene like that, which turned into the Austin Powers scene where they're behind a curtain and you see compromised shadows doing things. It's like hack humor as old as time, literally as old as time.
I'm all right with it.
Old as man-made.
I'm old school in that
light,
shit.
Yeah. Versus new school shit, Toy Story 2, which was still groundbreaking at the time.
It was just
animation.
a sequel. It's the same shit.
That's which one are you talking about?
Both
Like,
of them.
literally, yeah. So,
But I'm still arguing Ace Ventura, motherfucker.
I know, but it's like
It's different.
I'm trying to save you from having to go to Rotten Tomatoes because Pixar is a different animal.
I'm confident in Rotten Tomatoes on this one.
Are you really?
Yep.
That's hilarious. What's like how much like you think it's going to be better than Toy Story 2?
I'm not saying what I think. I'm just saying I'm confident.
That Ace Ventura is going to win? Listen, man. I'm fucking totally down. Your confidence is more entertaining than GOAT, so I'm down with that. So let's start with Toy Story. Toy Story
2.
Yeah, I get it.
Stop saying just Toy Story. It's not just
It is
Toy
the
Story.
second part of Toy Story. Toy Story 3.
Toy Story 3.
Oh,
Nah,
it's not even on the top list.
It doesn't even fucking
It is
show up.
I can guarantee it's the worst of the 3. I'm not worried about that. Toy Story 2. The last great thing Tim Allen did. Oh, let's zoom in. Let's zoom in on that 100%.
Wow. Reviews count 163.
I have a
All of them gave it a 10 or 100%. Yeah.
Here's the thing I know about the third one is that was 100% until one guy's like, and he's the guy that like he's the only reviewer that talks positively about like the Transformers and shit. Like he's a huge shitty movie fan.
So he's that asshole?
Yeah. And I think the third one went down from 100%. All right, so you still want to go and see?
I didn't tell you what I was confident in. I just said I was confident.
Oh yeah, well that's convenient. That's
Ace Ventura When Nature Calls, 101%.
That'd be amazing.
If it just read that.
What's the fan score? Just
86.
All right, that's probably going to be closer, I bet. Give me a second. All right, When Nature Calls. Oh, man.
33, I told you.
I know, you're right. It's totally horrible. It's
Fan
smashed.
is 72, though.
You know what happened today
So
when
it's
we were
close.
walking to the movie? You almost stepped in the ratings for that movie.
I did.
You almost
did.
They looked like almost the same color. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Wasn't too worried. I was hoping Ace Ventura would do better, actually. I was really hoping it would be more competitive. I really didn't think it would be 100% for Toy Story 2. I
No,
thought it would be like high 90s.
Oh.
All right, Toy Story 2 all day. Ants versus Addams Family Values. Now, is that the one
That's
that
the first one.
Is MC Hammer have the song "We Have to Pray"? Just do. Or no, it was different.
It was Addams. Too legit. No, that's too legit
you
to
added.
quit. Yeah.
I think you combined shit. Have you seen both of them?
Yeah.
Okay. Ants, Woody Allen, I think, right? Woody
Yeah.
Allen, kind of first, like came out around Bug's Lifetime,
Yeah.
the competitor to Toys or Disney, Pixar. I think this is I forget what company made this. Fox, looks like. What do you got, man?
I got the Addams Family.
One of my favorite things at the bar that I went to all the time in San Diego, the Hearth House, they had Addams Family pinball game, which I'd played probably 10 years earlier as a kid. So
And then you just found it again
and
at,
just happened to be at the bar
yeah.
by my place when I moved to San Diego.
You're like, ah.
And then I played it a couple times. I'm like, I'm good. Yeah, Addams Family, I'm good with that one.
Dude, there was this rollerball pinball game that I used to play as a kid. And then you could get 8-ball action going.
Oh, shit. I've never seen Big Fat Greek Wedding.
And neither have I.
So the OG Ace Ventura. Wait, what? The pinball? What were you saying?
Just that I used to play the rollerball one. And that's the, like, if I found that somewhere, I would fucking.
Was that based on something? Was that what it's called?
You remember Rollerball, the movie?
The one with
LL Cool J and Chris Klein.
was working at the theater.
Well, see, there was
that is a dog shit movie.
Yeah, but that's
That
a
is
remake of
horrible
a
movie.
70s movie.
Yeah, I get it. Which was probably dog shit too. That's why they remade
Yeah.
it. That's when they were remaking shitty movies.
Yeah, and then but so I think this was more based off the 70s because I don't think the new one that came out.
I mean, it was like early 2000s. It had all of the feeling of the 90s.
Oh, it was 90s. oozing 90s. Yeah,
it came out in 2001 or 2000.
We got the original Ace Ventura versus Unforgiven.
Ace Ventura all day.
Ace Ventura.
Yeah, this is where Ace Ventura wins it. I remember going to, I was working at the movie theater, and they got buses and they shipped us all off to go watch like a baseball game or some shit, and on the bus they had Ace Ventura playing, which is kind of cool. Zodiac versus War of the Worlds.
These are another two movies that I really don't give two fucks about.
I like both of them.
You liked War of the Worlds?
Yep.
I thought that
really
movie was terrible.
I didn't like the way it ended, but I liked the movie.
I thought the whole thing was
great.
terrible.
Yeah, action was awesome. Action was better in that than most movies.
That was one of my why I hate Tom Cruise movies.
That should be a I hate Spielberg movie more than anything.
I feel you on that one. And then I love Jake Gyllenhaal, but I thought Zodiac was...
It's slow. It's definitely slow.
Especially since they don't even know who the fucking Zodiac killer really is. So it's just a
this movie, because of all of the research they did, they uncovered a lot of shit for the Zodiac killer, and I didn't follow up on any of it.
I heard he was Ted Cruz.
But no. He's a politician, so those people are worthless human lives.
It was like a troll thing for a while.
Yeah, I remember.
Ted Cruz is the Zodiac killer.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. That would be the most successful thing that any of those people have ever done. Zodiac versus War of the Worlds.
I would go Zodiac.
Sure, go Zodiac. I'm good with that. Beverly Hills Cop. Let's do a couple more. Beverly Hills Cop versus Saw.
The original.
Of both.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Saw is really good, though.
That is the one Saw movie that's good.
Yeah, because that was the independent movie, and then they got a bunch of money.
That'd have been a good one to just randomly see in the theater as an independent movie.
I did. I saw that one.
Oh, fucking bragging about it.
And I wasn't working at the theater. But it was kind of a big release. It's not like people didn't know about Saw when it came out. Because I think it got wide distribution.
We got some Ford-on-Ford action.
Woo-wee! We've got The Fugitive. The one-armed man did it, though, versus Indiana Jones, The Last Crusade.
Him and Sean Connery looking for the Holy Grizzle.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to go for The Last Crusade.
That's where I was leaning to. I mean, Fugitive is really good. I just haven't seen it in a minute.
Fugitive's all right, but I mean, I feel like they did that movie a million times back then.
Yeah, there was a lot of Harrison Ford kind of.
And then wasn't
hiding.
U.S. Marshal the sequel to it?
Yep, with Wesley
Tommy
Snipes.
Lee Jones and Wesley Snipes.
And there's the same. We need to check every outhouse, in-house, outhouse, mid-house, and short house.
And no one knows that that's like the sequel, like that they're even related.
That's because they probably couldn't get the rights to it, but they still wanted to try and make money on it, and they were selling it 100% on Tommy Lee Jones coming back because he was the big. I mean, Wesley Snipes is whatever, but
the U.S. Marshal.
Yeah, he's the guy that ties it all together. So it's like a spin-off more than anything, but almost the exact same movie. They're chasing after a black dude.
Yeah.
Almost the exact same one. Yeah, I'm good with Indiana Jones.
I really like the part in that one where he does like the steps where he has like
the optical illusion things.
Yes.
Or the things where people think God exists.
Or the crazy saw that cuts motherfuckers' heads off and shit, which is real as fuck.
Reminded me of the Neverending Story, but with less. Neverending Story didn't have those when when he approaches the two statues and he has to cross. There's like
he didn't do anything.
Nothing
in particular.
There, but like when I saw the Last Crusade, and then there was those moments like, oh shit, it's like that. Yeah. Kind of brought me back to that, but nothing happened in Neverending Story.
Neverending Story, he just outran it, which is like the shittiest. Yeah. Like other dudes on horses and shit ran up, and they always get zapped, but like this kid just like dives out of the way.
I mean, you just had the right thing, man.
Donnie Darko versus the Muppets Christmas Carol. Donnie motherfucking Darko.
I haven't seen Muppets Christmas Carol. Sorry. This is not the Christmas movie that I've seen.
I've never seen Cradle of Fear.
Ooh.
Donnie Darko versus Wedding Crashers. Donnie Darko.
Wedding Crashers.
Donnie Darko.
Wedding Crashers.
Donnie Darko.
Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers. Wedding Crashers, first off, is the best, if not only funny comedy starring those guys. Like the last one that Vince Vaughn was in that I gave a fuck about.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but it's not Donnie Darko.
Yeah, it wasn't confusing, so you had to like rewatch it to try and figure out
what's confusing about Donnie Darko.
Everyone that's ever watched it one time says it was confusing, and the people that love it went back and watched it many times.
Just because I've seen it 40 times.
Still don't know what the fuck it's about, but it's so complex that it's just like, I gotta keep watching it.
More or less than 10 YouTube videos explaining it.
Yeah, that's all people. I've heard a bunch of theories on a bunch of movies, and that's just people's theories on movies.
I love the movie, and I have a tattoo.
That's the nice thing about like movies that like we could do a huge like explanation for Goat, and we could fill in all the good parts.
I voted
of Goat.
against Donnie Darko in this before, but I'm not against Wedding Crashers. I mean, shit, there's a lot of other.
Yeah, but
Dodgeball's better, funnier than Wedding Crashers.
True. But I still like Wedding Crashers more than Donnie Darko. I'm not a big Donnie Darko fan. I know exactly what Donnie Darko is.
Independent movie, fucking.
That's fine. I know exactly what Donnie Darko is. It's a fucking confusing movie that gets people hooked, and nobody knows what the fuck it's about. It's just a ambiguous movie that things happen, and I get it. It's well done, but it's not a movie that ever hooked me. I get, like, I have a lot of friends that are hugely passionate about it. I get it. It hooked people. I am not those people. Plus, I watched it probably. I watched it in like 2002. I get it. That's fine.
Tattoo on my chest of it.
Listen, bro. Everybody makes mistakes. Gareth Reynolds has a fucking Green Bay Packers tattoo on his shoulder. I gave him mild shit for that. Mild shit. Because it's not that good. But Donnie Darko I saw a couple years later where I already heard all it's amazing movie. And it's people like film people. Amazing. The same thing I heard about Eyes Wide Shut.
That was pretty amazing.
No, it's boring as fuck and nothing happens.
I like Eyes Wide Shut.
It's boring as fuck and nothing happens. What happens in that movie? He goes to a fucking sex party for rich people, and that's the only thing I can think of that's like mildly draws anybody into this, because just people were young and they like to jerk off and there's titties.
I liked that movie.
Oh, it's not good at all. Oh,
and they're all fucking.
It's so
Don't
bad.
get me wrong. At the end, there's no payoff to it. But
there's nothing. It's one of those
a
movies.
A lot of Kubrick movies are like that.
I'm not a big Kubrick fan. It's one big reason, because
Space Odyssey at the end is
not a big fan of that movie, even though so many people it's the best sci-fi movie
for
ever
me.
made.
It's not the best ever, but I like that movie.
Yeah. A lot of people do.
Just like I like The Shining. I like Clockwork Orange is a great movie.
I like Clockwork Orange, Doctor Strangelove. There's a few first half Full Metal Jacket's really great.
I mean, the whole movie's good, but the second half isn't.
It's two different movies.
Disconjointed.
Basically. It's Hancock. It's the Hancock of movies. But
Barry Lyndon is boring as fuck.
It's just but that's the same thing with Donnie Darko. It's like it never hooked me. So it's like, that's why I enjoy Wedding Crashers, even though it's not a great comedy. But,
Take it to the tomatoes.
I'm curious.
That could be my new catchphrase.
Take it to the tomatoes. Is it two N's? No. Donnie Darko. 85. That's probably a winner. That's weird that the critics liked it more than the fans. That's the strangest part of what we just saw here, because I didn't think it did very well. And the dude hasn't been able to pull off a good movie since.
No, man. Well, Domino wasn't terrible.
He didn't direct that.
Did he write it?
I don't know if he had anything to do with it. But
I think he did.
It was the dude that killed himself
That did Domino?
that did Domino. He's the brother of the dude that did Gladiator. What's his name? He's the guy that did Enemy of the State. That director. He always had the flashy cut.
Guy.
Yeah, I can't think of his name. I'm bad with names though.
I'm like everything
else.
else.
What am I looking up?
Donnie Darko.
Wedding Crashers.
Yeah, we already looked it up. 85.
All right, Wedding Crashers. It's gonna be low.
75. It's still pretty high for a comedy.
Yeah. And the fans didn't like it as much as the critics. That's so weird. All right, Donnie Darko.
One more.
Yeah, last one. Never seen Shakespeare in Love.
Wait, you've never seen Shakespeare in Love?
No.
That's... Oh, no, that's... I thought that was Romeo and Juliet, the 90s version for a second.
Yeah. It won Academy Award, I guess, Shakespeare in Love, but I never watched that.
No, I wouldn't gonna.
Castaway versus Planet of the Apes.
Tim Burton's Planet of the Apes.
Mark Wahlberg starring. Versus the Tom Hanks movie with
just
Wilson.
Tom Hanks.
Wilson and Tom Hanks.
Wait, there was that other dude in the plane with him in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, and Helen Hunt, I think she was his wife, or she was the welder at the end. She was a part, either his wife or the welder at the end. There was a welder at the end because there was one package that he held on to.
Yeah,
and he goes to deliver it because he's a FedEx employee and he has to fucking deliver his shit, even though he's was a castaway. I mean, Castaway all day. Castaway is 1,000 times better than
that. Planet of the Apes was. Although
did you see the most recent one?
Yeah.
Did you or the most recent two? I think that both. There's two that have come out that are sequels of each other.
I've seen both of them.
Those are good.
Yeah, those are pretty good. The first one I thought was better than the second one, but they were still both pretty good. Yeah. Even though the second one was more action. Yeah. But this one, I will say that the practical effects monkey makeup on a few of those people, I thought it really worked well.
Here's the thing: when
you were going from the original to that,
for sure,
I liked
it's better
it.
than the
I
original.
really liked it.
Listen, they could have just fucking a CG would have been better than the fucking floppy face mask of the original. It was better, but it's like if you're gonna have. You gotta film that shit in a way where it doesn't look like everybody's fucking wearing prosthetics. Yeah. Everybody looked like it, just like the original. They held on to that, even though the makeup was better. I remember some
weird wire work in it too, like where like it would be like the monkey trying to jump and
Tim Burton, man. That's first off not a franchise I would ever think Tim Burton could handle. Like his style. That's not action.
Here's the one thing. Like he's
sci-fi.
more of a whimsical crazy. Yeah. Like why not try that version of Planet of the Apes? He didn't. He tried to go fucking like just
there's his version of Planet. If he did his style, Planet of the Apes,
the ending was
that would be
terrible too.
Dog shit. Like this was bad. This is just bad. But if he actually tried to implement his style into Planet of the Apes and his style don't match. That's like vinegar and sugar cookies.
But I've got no.
It just doesn't match at all.
Like Planet of the Apes was never a sacred fucking.
Me either. But it doesn't like. If I was going to choose a director to do Planet of the Apes, the last person potentially like him and Michael Gondry. Like I wouldn't, because they have such visual
I would not
styles.
Ask Kevin Smith to do it.
No, you would not ask these directors. You going into it like knowing fucking his style. You're not like, oh, that would make a great Planet of the Apes. No, that would make a good like offbeat kind of dark humor thing, not ape epic sci-fi bullshit.
Zack Snyder.
Zack Snyder would do better at that. I don't think he would be that good.
I think Zack Snyder could do a good Planet of the Apes.
Knowing Zack Snyder's style before seeing the movies that he put out, I would have said Superman would have been the best franchise for him to take because he's super good at these action flying. Like there were moments in the first one, the Man of Steel, they were like, oh, this is why Zack Snyder should be doing this. But he should be like a B director. He shouldn't be the main director because he can't tell a story. But he does those action-y moments where things are flying and shooting, and like those are cool, which were not in the Batman vs Superman at all. Like they're just him shooting out of the fucking off the ground. So I mean, he would be better, but I don't. I thought Superman was his best thing, and now it's just like, no, he's just not a good director. And he shouldn't be doing.
And
anything.
in my mind, I'm also I'm also taking away the two newest ones, the James Franco one, and
which were good.
They were both good. But I'm saying like, who I would have had take helm right here at the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
would because the movies that came out are vastly better than anything I probably would have ever thought the new one would have been.
Yeah,
but it's totally a break from. This one was shot into space, and then he comes down on a fucking monkey world, and then he finds out he gets back in his ship and goes back to his planet, and it's all monkeys too. Oh my God, there's a monkey Abraham Lincoln and shit.
Yeah,
yeah. Can we just vote for Castaway?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know. I was just letting you go.
Right.
I was hoping you had a point.
Stop it.
You're just mentioning more things like, yep.
Last one.
All right. Blade versus Meet the Parents.
Blade.
Meet the Parents. That's why I was laughing, because I knew where this was going. I mean, I don't give a shit about either of these movies, but I was like, Blade was like, fucking, I don't like. Okay, let's just do a rave scene. Let's just do a fucking flickering of a monitor. Which is great.
I don't even know what the fuck that was, but
they're both bad. They're both so bad. They're bad. They're so bad. I mean, and one of them has fucking what used to be one of the greatest actors alive. And then let's do some family and children's movies.
I have nipples, Greg.
Yeah.
Can you milk me?
Those were good scenes, which were better than Blade scenes. There's no good Blade scenes.
He cut Steven Dorff in half, and then he was like all stretchy and shitty fucking CG, and then he goes back together. That's pretty awesome.
All right.
And there's the blood rave scene.
Yeah.
You ever raved in blood?
Yeah. I guess I'm missing out.
Dude, ecstasy.
EDM is now, so maybe
blood?
that's the new... when you go to Vegas for those EDM festivals, they just sprinkle blood on you.
Chris Christopherson is in Blade.
I get it, bro. There's people. There's swords in Blade.
Oh God, I don't even know.
The best part of Blade is the old dude with the mustache.
Yeah, that's Chris
Yeah,
Christopherson.
he's the best part of that.
He wrote Bobby McGee.
I don't care what he wrote, but he's the only good part of Blade. But he's better in fucking everything else that he does.
Jinxie Cat.
It's not good. Listen, they're both bad movies. I'm just saying, Meet the Parents was at least the pinnacle of bad before Robert De Niro just went full bad. Although I heard Hands of Stone wasn't horrible, but he wasn't the main character in that. Although I don't think he did well.
He's just collecting paychecks now.
Yeah, he doesn't give a shit.
He's
making movies for his grandkids. He's making movies for his grand. It's like everybody that has kids or grandkids, they start doing kids movies because they're like, I've got money. I want my kids. I want to be able to show my kids a movie that I'm in. I can't show my kids Goodfellas. I can't yet. Eventually they're gonna be like, holy fuck. His kids, he went through his shitty career when they were young and his epic career when they're old. So they're getting the best version of him.
Yeah.
We went through the shitty version where he was epic before, and now he's fucking, can you milk my nipples, Greg? You're not in the inner circle. Get in the inner circle.
So Blade?
Both bad.
So Blade?
No, but Blade is like,
I'm willing to take this to the tomatoes and then wind on that.
I'm just going to go Blade because I don't even want to look him up. I don't give a fuck.
Be sure to check out our sponsor, Station House Coffee. Order now through inspireddisorder.com/coffee for small batch, single origin, premium coffee. That's at inspireddisorder.com/coffee. Order now. It's brewed in Vermont, shipped straight to you. Order now, inspireddisorder.com/coffee. And follow Station House Coffee on Instagram. Also, get 30 days free of Amazon Prime. Sign up now, inspireddisorder.com/prime. That's where you get thousands of movies and TV shows you can instantly stream. Tons of music selections, borrow Kindle books, and of course, unlimited free 2-day shipping. That's at inspireddisorder.com/prime for your free 30-day trial. Sign up now, inspireddisorder.com/prime. Be sure to follow at Keith Spurlock1 on Twitter. New episodes come out every single day. Subscribe on IGTV, YouTube, and everywhere else podcasts are found. Go buy my artwork and merch, now available over at inspireddisorder.com. Follow this show on Instagram at Ray Taylor Show. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Peace out!